Take the mask off. Real Christian 100.
What's going on, everybody? As always, it's your boy. They call me Jim. I'm him.
X the Abstract.
Pastor Roddy.
And we are Real Christians 100. He's good. He's a guest.
My bad. I'm getting
No, you good. You
Yes,
good,
sir.
man.
I was almost there for real.
We happy to have you,
I
man.
did,
That's
man.
Yes,
I got the first two words right. I did. It's just this, yeah.
You did your best, man.
I tried,
It's
man.
A for effort.
It was the pacing. That's
all that matters. Yeah, it's all.
Just
You know, next
the
next
pacing.
time you on the episode, you just practice it.
100.
Yeah, you know, it's a little break.
Gotcha.
You know, I didn't privy you to this part, but the next thing we do is that, you know, we always going to ask you guys to give us a like, a comment,
Come on.
a subscribe,
Yes, sir.
and to tell a friend,
And then do
to tell a friend,
I got that part.
to tell a friend.
Got it.
And you know what we do next?
Keep going.
You got to tell your mama, your baby mama, and your baby's mama's mama.
Got it. All right. Yeah,
All
I got it.
the mamas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we back. We back with another episode. As you guys see, Jop is not here today, but we are blessed
Okay.
and honored and privileged to have the esteemed,
Cashmere
that-
sweater.
the only,
Yes, sir.
our pastor, R.W. Williams.
I'm
Yes,
so glad to be here,
sir.
man. Listen, I heard I'm the first guest.
You're the
Oh,
first
yeah.
guest,
Oh, that's
man.
major situation.
First
Yeah.
one, man. We're happy
And
to
so
have
Jop
you.
isn't here today.
Jop's not here today.
So you went darker skin.
Yeah. We decided to add a little more melanin.
Okay, I got
A
it.
little more melanin.
Let's do
You
it,
know,
let's
that's
do
that's
it.
what they
Let's
asking
do it.
for in the comments.
Let's do it. That's what they asking for.
In the comments, they said we need a little more color
All right. Brightness is a little too
up
hot.
in here, man.
A little too hot.
But before we jump into everything, yeah, I just wanna. This is my pastor, my mentor,
Yes, sir.
the man that discipled me at the tender age of 20, going on to 21, and has really helped me to become the
That's like
man.
20 years ago. Almost,
Yeah,
like
almost.
18?
Hey, relax.
Jeez.
Yeah, almost 20. It ain't
Wow,
quite-
that's a long
Yeah,
time.
ain't
That's
quite
a long
25.
time,
Ain't
man.
quite 20 yet.
30.
Take it easy, man. Yeah, that's all.
Like 2003.
Yeah, that's all.
Right.
Take it easy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was about that.
Yeah,
man.
about 2003.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's a long time.
It's
Jeez.
been a
It really
long.
is.
It's been a
It's
long.
a
time.
good road though, man. Like
Yeah.
a good road. Just being able to see you grow, grow into a family man now.
Yeah,
with
Rick.
married with what? How many kids? You got 8 kids, 9 kids?
3.
I mean,
I mean,
3.
you got-
What you got?
Right.
I mean, like,
Yeah, he just
Foreshadow?
prophesying. Yeah, he prophesying. Hey,
Nah,
look.
hey, go ahead. Man. Nah, we done.
Abraham.
Hey, go ahead, man.
Yes, sir.
But this episode today, it's selfishly about me.
Mm.
Yeah, this is going to be this. We had the job episode.
Mm.
Yeah, this is about to be the Greg episode, but I think it's a good episode, and I think a lot of people have been in this place before. You know, it's just like, yeah, where you at, God? Like, I'm out here. At least think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and you know, there's always more, and you know, you trying to talk to God and you trying to hear from God, but sometimes it seems like God's a little silent. Go ahead and put that phone on.
That's right, man.
Yeah, put that phone
Yeah,
on.
I mean, listen, this is my first podcast.
Hey, this is
man.
real. Yeah, this is real.
Right, I got people
100.
texting me and everything. I mean, you didn't put any of this in the contract at all. Like,
Right.
this is
The whole
just-
time,
This is all new.
my phone ain't on silent, but that's cool.
Oh, it's right.
Oh, appreciate it. Let me go ahead and put that on silent too. But
So yeah, David Ruffin, what were you saying?
hey, go ahead. Yeah, man. I've been in an interesting place, and then like it'd be one thing if I was like in sin, like when you like, not to say I'm without sin, but when you not like in sin, when you in sin, you can be like, I get it. You know, I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'm not really connected to the vine as I should be. So yeah, of course, you know, God hasn't distanced himself from me. I've distanced myself from God. But even though I'm not in sin, that's what I keep constantly still asking myself. It's like, am I not hearing from you because I've distanced I've distanced myself from you. Like, where you at, man? Somebody help me. Somebody help me, man. So I don't know if either of you guys have ever been in a place where yeah, it just seems that God is silent and you're really seeking and looking for answers, but right now he's just not. You ain't hearing nothing.
Yeah. I know, like, well, you talked about the sin thing, so I'll say, after I got married, we had been married for about 5 or 6 years at this point, and I was just drifting, but I felt like I was still trying to make efforts here and there, but just not, it wasn't like consistent. So it kind of got to that point where it was like, I was kind of half-hearted, like seeking God. And eventually I was just like, man, it don't feel like this is going nowhere. You know what I mean? And so the crazy thing for me, I guess, was, beginning to drift more and more and getting to that point where it just felt like, I want to say, like, I felt like God gave up on me. You know what I mean? And so, at that point, I'm kind of searching for every reason to keep the distance, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, I'll just say, man, eventually getting back into the word, and I kind of hit that rock bottom, and then it felt like, all right, God, I hear you now. You know what I mean? But even still, in the midst of me just trying to get that foundation back, I still wanted to hear from him more. You know what I mean? And I think for me, man, one of the problems that I have is that I'm always looking for that burning bush. I want that tornado out the sky, like, please,
Right.
just heavens open up, please.
That's it.
And so I think a lot of times, man, for me, that's probably where I go wrong. You know what I mean?
That's good. Yeah, I would say the same thing, man. So, like, I think for me, it's a little different.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a little different because
I
it's different, man. It's different. I get it. I pray for y'all, man. But no, but seriously though, it's like, is it really that God's not speaking? You know what I mean? It's like, is that Old Testament? Like, I mean, when He's giving you His Spirit, He's giving you fellowship, He's giving you His Word, He's giving you, TBN. That's old school.
That's very old school.
He's giving you like, he's giving you YouTube. He's giving you radio. He's giving you. How can we say that we're not hearing from God? You know what I'm saying? It's like we have so much. It's like, how can we say that? Is it that we're not hearing, or He's not speaking, or is there something? I'm saying with me, right? Because with me, I realize it's not God's not speaking. It's either I'm not listening, or everything else is too loud.
Right.
I'm distracted. But I think you got to dive in deeper with, why exactly is God not speaking? But sometimes God's not speaking because He's already told you, right?
Yeah.
So if I told Alex, who's my oldest son, hey man, listen, go pick up your mom. Yeah. And he's still in the living room. Yeah. He's talking about, man, Dad didn't told me nothing.
Yeah.
Man, Dad.
I wish Dad would give me some type of guidance on
Dad, you ain't speaking. Tell me something. I'm like, dude, go and pick up your mother, right? And so sometimes, we have to go off the last thing that he said. He's spoken to you, but sometimes, I'm saying with me, sometimes I just hadn't done the thing that he told me to do, and I'm looking for the next thing, maybe because I didn't want to do what he told me to do, or maybe I was afraid to do what he told me to do. Right. And then you're trying to get that next word and hope, and we kind of hope that God will just move on to the next. And I know you told me to do that, but what else you got?
Give
for
me
me,
something
Lord?
else.
He's not speaking. I'm just in a dry space right now.
I'm tired of that one.
I'm tired of that place. You just ain't doing. I'm saying with me. I ain't judging nobody.
I guess the same.
I'm trying to be invited back here, and that's so I'm not judging anybody. But I'm just saying it could be that He's already told you something, and you just ain't done what He told you to do.
I got you.
Right.
But at the same time, He's still blessing you. And that's the part that's crazy.
Right. Right.
Mm.
Yeah, but that ain't enough, man.
Like I said, we wanted
that ain't enough. So I was I had to constantly keep reminding myself that, Greg, God hasn't changed. this ain't a God thing. Whatever it is, it's a you thing. And you touched on something that I was going to say is that I hear a lot of noise, but I don't hear God.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like a huge overanalyzer, but when I'm looking for something, I'm gonna start doing some good, and I can't find it, which is gonna bring us. We're gonna talk about that's the next episode on control. Is that when the answer, well, I ain't got the answer, I'm gonna go start trying to find it, and then I start taking all these different routes and doing all these different things to try to hear something from God. But then now I have all this static because now I have put all this extra weight on me, and really and then it comes to the point where God may have told me to do something, but I didn't put so much in my mind, I don't even remember.
right. What the
I
first
don't
thing
even
was.
know what that thing is now, because I didn't convince myself that, all right, I got to do this and I got to do this. If you're not hearing from him, then that means you're not studying hard enough. You're not studying hard enough because you ain't in love with the word. And then and that's when I start to like really do some deep over analyzing, and then that static, it's just a bunch of noise, and finding a way to get out of that place so you can really like recalibrate your mind. First scripture that came to my head was take every thought captive and submit it to the obedience of Christ. But it's like so then here comes the frustration, and I think that people can probably relate to this. So when you try to take thoughts captive and submit it to the obedience of Christ, and it's still silent, after a while, you don't want to do that no more. Because it's like being in a relationship and coming home and wanting to talk to your boo.
Here we go.
You want to talk to your boo.
I thought we were talking about
and
scripture.
you're like,
Yeah, right.
Hey, what's up, girl? How your day going? And she in the kitchen cooking, and she like, oh, okay, yeah, and you're like, yeah, well, today, I had to drive all the way up to Waldorf, a 2-hour drive, saw a crazy accident, man. I had to veer off to the right, and and you talking to them, and they ain't really, they still ain't responding back. And so that's how it kind of be like.
But sometimes, old school, we don't always have to talk. Sometimes you just touch her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I ain't going. I'm saying like sometimes that intimacy that she doesn't want to hear like your busy day and this talk. Sometimes it's just coming behind her and giving her a hug, right? And sometimes the ritual of what we think builds intimacy doesn't build any intimacy.
Wow.
Right? And so sometimes it's not just reading your scripture.
Wow.
Sometimes just taking a walk and talking to God. Sometimes, sometimes it's not in what we think it's in. And how God talks about sometimes it's not in the earthquake, it's not in the fire. Sometimes it's in the quiet whisper that we spend that time with God. So I think part of the reason that we don't hear from God, you work in audiology, of course, and you know about wax. Right. Sometimes things will wax cold, right? But wax is actually good for your ear. But sometimes there's just too much wax.
Right.
And I can recall being in Miami. We were in Miami, enjoying the vacation with the family.
Stop using Q-tips, man.
Yeah, but I guess it was me going in the ocean, whatever. It moved the wax around. And I woke up the next day and I literally could not hear out of my right ear. And so I'm driving and people are talking to me over here. And I'm like, and they're like, Dad. I'm like, what? I mean, why are you yelling? Because we've been calling you. And I literally could not hear.
Oh, wow.
Not because they weren't speaking, but because I had so much wax in my ear that it was blocking me from hearing.
Wow.
And I just think that sometimes, God is speaking, but the wax, something that was good. And I think sometimes religion, like our routines and what we think religion is, that can build wax. If you're relying so much on your religion, not your relationship with the Lord,
right?
Where we put everything into a You know, well, I got to pray in the morning, and then I got to go to church on Sunday, then I got to do this, and then I pray with my wife, and I pray before my food. Like, for example, how many times do we do, okay, Lord, please let's food about to receive? You know, I mean, we're not even talking. We just, it's just wax.
It out the way.
It's just wax.
Right.
And what happens is that wax over time builds up. And then you're like, well, I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But our relationship is not about doing. See what I'm saying? Our relationship with God is not about us doing. It's about our it's about our heart connecting with the heart of God. And so I think for me, when I've been in those spaces, I had to reevaluate, am I relying so much on my routine and my religion that I'm missing the heart of God, right? Because you're walking past people, ain't talking to nobody, you know, but then you're going to church because of your religion. You know, people are hurting, you ain't doing any of that. Because I'm telling you, you'll see God when you begin to see God, right? That was deep. Hold on, you'll see God.
That's a bar.
When you begin to see God. So like when you begin to be passionate about the things that He's passionate about, that's when God's like, oh man, okay, I'm feeling it again. But I think sometimes we're so focused on our religion. It was like, you know, I got to get to church. And nothing is wrong with nothing is wrong. I'm not saying don't go to church.
Get to church.
We should all go to church.
Go to church.
Go to church. But I'm saying that religion piece is a part of our faith, but that's not all of our faith, right? You know, we're going to church to actually be intimate with God, just like we're intimate with God here on your job or whatever, or with your wife. But yeah, so but I think it's being more intentional around not allowing the routines to replace the intimacy. You know, because even your illustration is that we can have all the routines of our relationship with our wife and still not have the intimacy that we desire. So, and you can't just replace it by routines. But
and I think too, so if we're talking about like intimacy, sometimes quietness and stillness is intimacy. You know what I mean? So I think about, when my wife comes home and if she's trying to unload and unpack her day, I could, you know, talk and try to give rebuttals and things, but sometimes she just want to get some steam off, and just the fact that I'm here and I'm listening. And so I guess when we're talking about God, with the difference between Him and our wives is that He remains, right? Like his character never changes. And so when it says, hey, I know your prayers before you even pray them, right? That part never changes. So as we're doing the things, you know, crying out to Him, it's just trusting. It's hard, you know, because especially when you got things going on in your life and just a lot going on. But yeah, man, it's just trusting His character. And it made me think about, we talked about it before, man, the story of Abraham. And God makes that initial promise to him. And then He like, you got to get up and go, man. Just got, leave it all behind, you know. And so I remember it sticking out, man, as I'm reading that. It's like, okay, so he actually had to get up, be obedient. I'm sure it probably was quiet, you know. You don't know where he's going. He's just walking. He's just walking, you know. And then I left. And it says he gets to that specific piece of land, and then God speaks. You know what I mean? So I think for me, man, everything you say is spot on about just that wax piece, man. And, God has already said some things. And I've been kind of trying to remind myself too, man, is, I want to hear God speak like fresh things. And there are some things He's already spoken to me, but then I also think about the word. You know, He been speaking since the beginning of time. And so there are some things that I can lean on in these seasons where maybe I feel like He's quiet. But yeah, man, He's got some stuff He's already.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Really good.
Yeah, but speak to me, man.
The other thing I want to say, this is gonna be a short episode.
Give me what. Give me what I need, man. But that's the thing.
He probably got it.
He's giving me what I need. He's giving me exactly what I need. It may not be what I want, but He's giving me exactly what I need. And I'm gonna let you get to your point in a second. But it's like, you know, we're trying to get Chance to eat his vegetables. This boy won't eat his vegetables. It's important for him to eat his vegetables. Like, you gotta, like, we need you to be healthy. You can't live off of chicken nuggets and French fries forever. That's why you poop and it stink like that. Right. Like, I can smell you 2 days later, Yeah, you're full of junk, and you have nothing that's really nourishing you. So it's something that he may not necessarily want to do, but you need, but it's what needs to happen. It just don't feel good. Nobody don't want to
eat broccoli.
Well,
all day.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
but Chance don't have a job, does he? Does Chance have a job?
I mean, he goes to school.
No.
That's kinda like a
I'm trying to
job.
figure out like how was he introduced to chicken nuggets and French fries?
Mm.
See what I'm saying? Do we ever take ownership of that?
Mm.
I mean, he didn't come out the womb saying, "Hey,
Nuggets.
y'all got some nuggets, some French fries."
All
Right?
man.
Now
Right.
all
We
of a
talking about
sudden-
parenting now?
I know. Man, you
Are we talk about parenting now?
now you the one talking about.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, we raising the Chance won't eat. No, Chance won't eat. Like he messed up.
Yeah.
No, but it's the same principle. Is
Yeah.
that sometimes it takes time for God to unravel what we've raveled, right?
Mm.
And so, and then
That's good.
but you're right. We got to go back to God and say, "Hey, Lord, you have to show me how to do this."
Yeah.
Because there's some other things about Chance, that maybe you have to invest in, so that might open up a door for him to do over here. Because we talked about some things. Man, we can talk, man. Because we talk, man.
It's real Christian 100.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what
We can talk, man.
Yeah, talk.
Yeah, because you're supposed to get Chance in some sports.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so maybe but Chance showing in those sports.
Yeah.
There ain't no sports going on
No,
right
that's
now.
sports.
man.
But come on, man. That's sports
There's
all year
sports-
round.
yeah,
But you talk about vegetables.
Hey,
Basketball, football.
Right.
That boy gonna be 14 before he gets to sport.
Like rugby.
And so he's talking about I think sometimes you have to give and receive with kids. Like, hey, we're going to sports. Hey, eat your broccoli real quick. We have basketball practice.
Yeah.
And he's excited about, and I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on in your household, and that type of stuff. But
my girls eat their vegetables.
I know.
Yeah, I don't got that problem with them.
Right.
Yeah, they eat their vegetables.
Because they're younger.
They all.
But you learn by that time we shouldn't give these kids chicken nuggets. Chance is the firstborn.
Right.
He catches all the mistakes, right?
Yeah, he was the practice, right?
Right. Yeah, man. That was a trial. That was a trial run.
We can't give them
Hey,
chicken
go
nuggets.
ahead, man. So let's talk about the wax in the ear. You kind of touched on it already a little bit, but I want to dig into it a little bit more. What does that look like? What does it look like removing the wax from your ear? Like, because, again, I work in audiology, and when you have impacted wax, it can be a process to get that stuff out, and it's painful.
Oh,
Yeah.
They had to scrape
Yeah,
stuff.
that ear canal
Right.
is sensitive. So when we have, what does that look like? Like, what is the practical application of removing the wax so we can again hear
It's tough.
hear clearly? What does that look like?
Yeah, it's tough, man, because the process is called discipleship. And that really, if you think about just church in America, really, they when you talk about the stats, I'm not a big stats guy, but you look at it, it's like maybe 2% out of every believer that's that comes to church has been discipled.
Wow.
Right, because discipleship means like
walk with
relationship, like what we did, like you coming in my basement, you just won't go home, like discipleship takes time. Think about how Jesus discipled his disciples. I mean, he spent time with them.
Right.
Most people don't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
To spend time with someone who's actually going to disciple them. Right. Discipleship means, hey man, no, sit down. We're about to read. We're not just read. We're going to study.
Yeah.
Right. And so studying. Right, not just reading your word, but studying your word. That's why I love y'all, man, because y'all actually study. I mean, you got to study. Like, again, a stat. Less than 20% of believers actually study their word.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so you're talking about this wax kind of going on, right? It's this wax. So less than 2% of folks actually ever share their faith. So how can you receive, something that saves your life?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something that you were on the way to destruction, but then you never share what you received in order to give it to somebody else. Is it that you're not giving it, or do you really believe that something or someone has actually saved your life from something, right? And so that whole thing of discipleship is really, I think, the thing that helps us not to wax cold,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not just about the religion side of it. There's a relationship, side of it. And right now, how we're structured sometimes as churches, it's very difficult. We have Bible studies, which are great, which are phenomenal. But that intentional discipleship, you guys have been blessed, because you have some folks who invest in your lives, and even when you guys are jacked up, they're gonna come, yo, what's going on, man? Right? You guys have been discipled, but a lot of people don't have that.
That's true.
I mean, a lot of people don't have an Uncle Bill, and just folks where it's just people who actively invest in your lives. And so, but that's the process, is that there's no other way. It's discipleship. You have to have people to help to break that wax, right?
Wow.
And it's studying, it's sharing your faith. It's street ministry.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's serving.
Right.
I'm telling you, going out and helping folks. He says that they'll know that we're Christians, not by how many times we go to church, right? But the love that we show folks, right? So it's about to snow tomorrow. I dare you go out and grab your shovel and start doing some sidewalks, not for money.
I was about to say,
He was looking for
not
you.
for money. It was for a few dollars.
He was looking at you when he said it.
Not for money. I'm saying, and teach Chance that.
Wow.
Now you are discipling. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, we're going to go out and serve our community tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not, hey, Chance, we're going to make some money. See, we teach our kids how to make money.
Yeah.
But sometimes, even with me, it's like, man, am I really discipling my kids to be the person I want them to be?
Yeah.
Yes, I want them to be paid and have a business. But at the same time, I think God gives us opportunities to serve, to share his faith, to show love.
Wow.
All of a sudden, it's like, man, now I'm hearing from God, because I shoved this shovel. I shoved this sidewalk.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this owner of this house just started talking
Mm-hmm.
about what they were going through.
Yeah.
Then something in me started speaking back. Hey, listen, the Lord can save you. The Lord can redeem you. The Lord can. And he's like, wow, I'm on fire for God.
Right.
Yeah. But it changed like that, just by not our religious type of thing, but as opposed to, like, listen, God's heart is this.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to try to follow God's heart in this season.
That's good.
Like, what would God want me to do in this season?
See, I like that too, man, because we were talking about that over text message, just about
shoveling.
No, definitely not that. Yeah, definitely not that. But no, just that. So what you're talking about, like, opportunity, because really, I mean, I kind of been telling Greg this, like, man, you don't even really got to go outside the walls of your house. You got your wife, you got kids. Yeah. But of course, like you saying, to go outside of your walls, you got your job, you got your neighbors. So I didn't put that together as far as that's how you get rid of the wax. Right. So I actually appreciated that.
Yeah. It's all discipleship. So you have the serving, you have the reading, you have the prayer, you have the forgiving. All these things can kind of build wax. Over time. If you allow it to build up. Right. And then, as you said, man, that wax and taking out wax can be painful. Yep. Yeah. And that for sure. Like, there's some things you're gonna have to do, and so I hate to say it, but sometimes our faith in the Western culture, it's a very convenient faith.
For sure.
Like,
100%.
what time's prayer meeting? Like, when do you pray? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that you pray, but I want to ask, like, when do you pray? So when is your assigned time that Chance knows, if I go downstairs at 4:00 in the morning, Dad's gonna be laying on his face praying. Who can rely?
Sleep.
Yeah, right. All right. But I'm saying it's like, and Jesus said some hard things. He said, "Can y'all pray for an hour?"
Yeah, just for an hour. Yeah.
I mean, he said just for 1 hour. It's only an hour. Yeah. Just like, who's praying for more than an hour?
I just thought about that. Yeah.
Right.
1 hour.
Yeah, he said,
60 minutes.
What you mean just?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you need 60 whole minutes.
He was upset. Can't y'all pray for an hour?
For an hour, shit.
I'm out here about to die. And y'all sleep.
Right. Y'all sleep, because they prayed like we prayed for 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. And they're asleep. And he's saying, listen, for what y'all about to go through, for what y'all about to face, I'm telling y'all, I promise you, that's not enough.
This hour, that little hour ain't gonna cut it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you got lanterns, and little bugs everywhere. You got, what I'm saying? You got, people grabbing people from countries. You got all this stuff going on, and you can't pray for
an hour.
An hour.
Yeah,
okay, you got all types of diseases being. All people got all types of COVID, and you saying,
not even.
Not even an hour. Okay.
And
All
I've
right.
kept you through all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've kept you
That's
through all of
right.
it.
That's right. That's right. Y'all. That's right. Because I ain't speaking.
Yeah.
I get it. My bad. It's on me. You right. You right.
Yes,
You right.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You right. You right. I got you.
Wow.
I ain't speaking. You right. You got it.
Wow, man. So for me,
Wow.
what I'm getting out of all this, is it ain't really about the silence. Yeah, it's about your heart, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about where your heart at, man.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's good. It's two things. So, and if I'm talking too much, because
No,
I want to make sure I get invited.
We don't
Because-
get past
and
this.
I know I'm
Yeah, we don't get past
I
this
enjoy
in
the
the
whole.
house.
Make sure I get invited
I
again.
want to make sure I get invited back.
You want a room?
You know, because I'm saying I messed up the intro. That was
Hey,
score
you know,
one.
it's grace.
I complained about the setup. I mean,
Grace
but no,
abounds.
okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and spit your bars, man.
The other thing is when I have those quiet moments. Well, first of all, like you talked about, noise or lack of noise doesn't mean lack of presence,
For sure.
right? So just because you're not hearing from God doesn't mean that God's not present.
Right. Think
Right.
about Job.
Right, yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Right. That sometimes when you're not hearing what God's saying, you have to look for what God's doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And so that's the first thing. And the second thing I was about to say, and the second thing was journaling is so powerful.
I keep
Bro.
saying that.
Journaling is
I
so
don't want
powerful.
We even said, bro, just do the audio. You could just
journaling
voice
is
I don't
so
want to.
powerful.
They have a
So,
voice
man,
memo button.
I don't want to.
You just press it and
I
then
wish
you say,
I don't
note
want
to self.
I have something, man. Right, exactly. You said you got to write it down, man. You can't record it. No, you got to write it. It means
With
something.
baby steps.
It looks like a scroll.
This ain't Moesha.
Yeah,
We're talking to your diary.
Right. You got to write it down, man. So every time I feel like I forget, I go back to the scroll I have back from 1998.
98?
98, man.
And the papyrus is still...
Right. I said scroll,
Yeah, it's still
man.
fresh,
It was a
man.
scroll. And I was in
Yeah.
Nassau, Bahamas.
Wow.
And that's when God just began to speak to me for the first time, really.
Wow.
And I just began to write it down. You know, he told me about my wife. He told me about my future. He told me, and I'm like, I'm just writing stuff down.
That's good.
So anytime I get sidetracked or the wax builds up,
You can go
Mhm.
back.
I go back to my
Refer
journal.
back to
That's
that.
good.
I refer back to my
That's
journal.
good, man.
And there's
That's
different
good.
seasons of my life that I can run through and see how God spoke, even when I didn't see it.
Wow.
Right?
Have you
Even when I didn't
experienced
hear it.
anything like recently, or let's just say in the last couple years?
Yeah. So sometimes when you do something for God, you know, it doesn't always turn out the exact way you picture it in your
Mhm.
mind.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
And so I can call, you know, when God called me to launch Harvest Life Church.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know. And you know, and I'm gonna blast you on this one too. and the dude, because so I was going to launch in 2022.
Yeah.
And it's 2020, really. And my mom got sick.
Oh wow.
So I took care of my mom for 2 years during the whole COVID time and XYZ. And then she passed away in 2022. And so, but me and Greg and some other people, you know, God called us to launch a church.
Mm.
So then in 2022, I said, Mom passed away. I was exhausted.
Yeah, I bet.
So I said, man, let me take a sabbatical. So I took a sabbatical. And I was just, and that got good to me because it was like, hold on.
Yeah, I get to chill.
You
Yeah,
just kind of chill out. It was this young man who I discipled who began to disciple me and said, hey, man,
Wow.
listen. Hey, Pastor, listen. It's time, man.
It's
Yo.
Pastor Greg.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
he
Nah.
said,
Hey, man.
he said, man, hey, it's time to launch this church, man. Let's do it. Come on. What are we waiting on?
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the encouragement I needed.
Mm.
So then, you know, we launched the church and we get it for about 6 months. And this joker is to talk about, hey, man, yeah. The Lord's called me to somewhere else with me and my family. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, bro.
Yeah, you was the one.
You told me. You
Yeah,
told
man.
me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That was a message from the Lord, man. Just for you.
And so, you know, when you plant the church, you ain't got a lot of folks, right? And so it was like, man. And the one who was encouraging you were holding on to, right? He says the Lord called him somewhere else.
Mm.
And here was the sad part. I knew it was true.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was like, oh, no, that ain't the Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why when he said it, I didn't even fight it. Like, hey, man, listen, well, Well, listen, God bless you, brother.
Move these chairs.
Yeah, all right. As a matter of fact, go quickly.
Yeah, right.
we straight way.
Yeah, right.
We took him to breakfast that next Sunday,
Yeah.
and that was it,
Uh-huh.
right? And so now God began to. I had to what? Go back to what? Greg was not in the prophecy. Greg was not in. It was nothing about Greg,
For sure.
you know. And Greg, he is my dude. Like,
Yeah.
and so that hurt,
Mm.
but it was nothing about Greg.
Yeah.
And God had to remind me. Oh, okay, that's right. You were relying on Greg.
Yeah.
Okay, wax.
Yeah. Wow.
Wax.
Wow.
And I'm gonna have to remove some of this wax. And sometimes that's some relationships, and not bad relationships.
Right.
Sometimes God has to
That's
take
true.
away good relationships because they're still blocking you from seeing the heart of God.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I got you.
Right.
And so it was wax. And so I had to go back to my journals
Yeah.
and
Wow.
see what God has spoken.
Mm.
Right. And one thing God has spoken, and it's so true. He said, like, your ministry, your call is like being on a train, going from Virginia to California.
Sheesh. Yeah.
You're driving, you're riding, and you get to West Virginia. Some people get on.
Yeah.
Some people get off.
Yeah.
You keep going, you pass
Wow.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Some people get on.
Yeah.
Some people get off.
Wow.
So when you get to California, you're going to say these two words. We here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The question is, who's the we?
Right.
Who's ever on board with you in Christ?
Yeah.
When you get there,
Yep.
that's
what
the
it
we,
is.
right?
Mhm.
And so, and understand, but I wrote that down.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
sometimes God will give you something in your journal that you don't need for then.
Right.
You'll need
Yeah.
for 10 years, 20 years up the road, right?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so,
That's what's
and so it's just so important, man. And so, but it was the journal that reminded me
That's what's up.
that when you go through these hard times, these hard seasons, that God's still present.
And then as soon as I left, the church blew up.
Right.
I was in the way. I was in the
He
way.
was the wax, huh?
Yeah, I was in the way, man. And we was fighting tooth and nail faithfully to build this church, man. We was faithful.
Man, Doc.
I leave, and next thing you know, I talk to him. He said, yeah, we got about 40, 50
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, harvest life.
You know,
Yes, sir.
But no,
Cool,
but
man.
but God used you to
Yeah.
be able to encourage me to do what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
At the same time, He was speaking to you to do what you were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes, our will might be this,
For sure.
but His will might be totally something different. And you see the blessing in it, right? And
Right.
so I think that's the key, man. Like
Hmm.
really, but yeah. So.
Wow.
I'm done talking, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got any?
No, I was just thinking about, man. So if we use that wax analogy, so you know how black folk are.
Oh yeah.
Like we don't really be wanting to go to the doctor. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of thinking there actually was a time period where I kind of had a similar issue, and I just was dealing with it. Yeah, I'm just walking around. I can't hear nothing.
I just can't hear
Yeah. And eventually, man, ended up going to like urgent care, and they used the little pump
Yeah,
thing,
doc.
and blew it out. But I just kind of think about that
Yeah.
piece too, man. Like, if you know there's wax,
Mm-hmm.
hey man, like be willing to
To do it.
do.
And
do
it's
something.
amazing how much wax was in there.
Yeah, for
Right.
When
sure.
it comes out, they're like, ew,
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
nasty.
Yeah.
Big old plug.
Big
yeah,
old plug. All that
joint
was
be-
in my ear.
Them joints be
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
So I
yeah.
think what you were talking about, like with the chance analogy, as far as we don't really put the onus on ourselves, and
Right.
so
Yeah, chance
I
I
just-
got no job.
yeah, right. So I just think about my own life, man, and how many times I knew there was wax,
Right.
and I just sat there and let it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
so I mean,
Right.
of course, that's the metaphor, but just
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
actual life.
Right.
Yeah, there's some
And-
things I
yeah.
know have been blocking that connection,
That's
and I
it.
just been letting them,
Right.
you know.
That's good. And that's why this is so important, because this is not new.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah.
how long had God been speaking to y'all to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Even before y'all became friends.
Yeah.
We go back to City Church. I mean, we talking about 2011.
Wow.
Like 13, 14 years. That's all wax.
Yeah.
And so this is how you get wax out, because it's
Mhm.
like, now you guys are beginning to really walk in the call and what God's called you to do, man. And that's kind of how you get out some of this wax.
Yeah.
Because, if you're just sitting around, with religion,
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Pastor Tony preached yesterday. Oh, my
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
God.
Right.
Oh, man. That's
Go back to
awesome.
regular life.
Go back to regular life. That's called wax.
Right.
Oh man, I'm seeing what all these people are doing. That's wax.
Yeah.
And so, but what happens is that when you begin to do this and you begin to walk in the call in this area, it builds obedience in other areas.
That's
Mhm.
good.
right? You see what I'm saying? Because there's
Yeah.
some other things that God's called you to do
Yeah.
outside of this,
Mm-hmm.
but He's training you on execution within this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What happens is that begins to now all of a sudden wax begins to come out.
Right.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax off.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so sometimes
Come on, Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah,
Mr.
right,
Miyagi,
right. That's
Wax
good,
on,
man.
wax off. Man, I might preach that tomorrow.
I know, right?
That's a
For
bar.
real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wax
that's
on,
actually
wax
really
off.
good.
That's
Yeah, that's
good.
really
That's
good.
Bar.
Wax on,
And
wax
it's
off.
crazy, man, because when it's a long episode, so y'all bear with it. It's a good one, though.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Initially, because I was frustrated, man, with all this going on, and I had called Bill. I'd actually called you and answered the phone. That's cool though.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, I called.
So I wasn't the first choice.
No, I called you first, and you didn't answer, so I called Bill.
Hold on. I didn't see.
Yeah,
Hold
this
on.
was
I didn't see.
last week. What did I tell you? I talked to Bill
Oh,
last week.
okay. Yeah.
It was
That
last
was
week.
after we.
I saw a mixed call. But,
Yeah.
but okay. I
It's
got
cool.
it. Yeah.
It's cool.
All right.
You know,
Didn't you? Okay.
God removes relationships. So I called Bill, and you know, Bill, he don't ever give you a straight answer about nothing.
He kept
Yeah, man,
it
it's very left,
terrible.
very
Yeah, that's
left,
it.
very left field, man. And then I remember one of the last things he was saying, because I was frustrated on, you know, my whole minister title and everything. It's sitting right there, man.
Mhm.
It's sitting right there, man. Just,
Oh, word.
Mhm.
all right,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. He's never done that.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh, and
Yeah.
there's somebody too.
He said, "You gonna pick him? You go."
Oh,
that's the wrong
man.
one.
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
that's not the right one, man.
Okay, you got a lot of stuff.
Certificate. Come on.
Okay,
Hey,
you got.
you gave it to me. You
Yeah,
don't know
go
which
get it,
one
dog.
it is.
There
There
it
you go.
is.
There it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
This is it. This is it.
Yeah. You know,
Put that
the,
right up above
Yeah.
his head.
my
Certificate.
Yeah, we can go
my
ahead. I'll help
minister's
you out.
certificate.
Let me help you.
I was struggling on what that meant, if it
Right.
even meant anything. If
What's the date on that?
Oh,
December
2018.
2nd, 2018.
Wow.
2018.
Yeah, that was a
That's
good year,
7
too.
years ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy.
Wow.
7 years ago.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Mhm.
And I was just so stuck on what, like, God, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? And something that he said, it just stuck with me, and I keep hearing it throughout this conversation. And he said, "Greg, just do the things that you love to do. Like God has given you some things that you love to do for Him."
You say you hearing something?
Bill,
Bill
yeah, I heard from Bill.
or the God? Oh,
Yeah, Bill said something. Yeah, Bill said something. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
you know, he said do the things that you love to do, and let it and let us see them. He said, yeah, when you get on Marco Polo and you show you and Shay doing One Flesh Fitness, and when we see the Pillow Talk posts and we see the Real Christian 100, like, just don't worry about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like God will work all that stuff out. Just continue to do the things that you love, and God's going to, all that other stuff will just come. And it goes back to what you were saying, is that God, He didn't already told you what to do.
Yeah, get to ministering.
This is from December 2nd, 2018.
That says what? Minister Gregory Moffitt.
Hey, that's tight. Then they got Reverend Roddy.
Yeah, that's my
come
man
on,
right there, man. That's my man.
That
Yeah,
was the
Pastor.
name of the church we're supposed to start together. And
Mm-hmm.
remember
City Church,
yeah,
man.
before he left.
Yeah, logo and
but-
everything, huh?
Hey,
That's
man,
good.
you know, I think, you know, you just got done talking about how God's plans don't always look like what we may want them to look
Right.
like, man.
For
So,
sure.
And your
this-
and your current pastor was the one who prayed for you at that service.
yeah. That's crazy, man.
That's
I don't know what any of that
yeah,
means,
yeah,
but
that's Pastor
I don't know what any of that
I
means.
know
Yeah.
everybody know what it means.
yeah, I don't
He's
know
like,
what any of
okay,
it
I think
means.
sometimes, let's talk about this next time.
Yeah.
Silent frustrations.
Mm.
That sometimes God's silent because He just frustrated.
like I don't like, what more you what more you need, man?
Dude, like what else?
What more you need, man?
Silent frustration.
Yeah.
Listen, I just can't say anything else. He just like, you know what? I don't told him. I don't showed him.
Right.
Got him his place. I don't got him his wife. Got him his kids. Got him. dude, he's like, yeah, man, I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah,
what
still trying to figure it
Yeah,
out.
what was
man.
that?
You know,
Wasn't that
God
like
speaking,
a
God
cliche?
speaking.
The cliche about the man on the island.
Mhm.
He was trying to get off the island, and God
Right.
showed up and was like, "Man, I sent a boat,
A boat,
sent a plane, I
a
sent
plane.
Yeah.
God, where are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's like, yeah, man.
Mm.
So I think, man, with you, just on a serious note, you know, I think you're right in the place that God wants you to be.
Oh, that's how they feel.
So ain't nobody cutting their
Oh,
phones
yeah,
off
that's
today.
kinda wild. I was trying to get my deep
That's
line
fine.
and some new.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That's my hachi tachi.
No, but seriously, I think, you know, even sometimes we might feel like God's not speaking. I think right now, and the people around you can see it, that you're right in the place that God wants you to be. You know, just keep pressing forward. You know, this is a big move, man. It is, man. Like you talk a lot about stuff.
You doing some talking, man.
No, but to see
That
you
boy be
doing
talking.
something, man. Yeah, you're right in your season, man. Just keep going, man. Just keep going, man. Seriously, both of you.
Wow.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
So,
And speaking of talking about doing stuff, I want to make sure this right here.
Okay, that's a nice shirt. Yeah, that's
Hope
a
in
nice
the
shirt
future?
right there, man.
Yeah, I want to put everybody on the Hope in the Future,
that's my spot.
launching soon.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
soon.
launching
Yeah, we
soon.
launching soon.
This
man.
my man.
Yes, sir.
This my man X the Abstract and his
That's nice,
beautiful
man.
wife Shadi's business,
Mm,
their
right.
brand.
Yes,
Hope
sir.
in the Future.
Come
You
on.
know, coming to a internet near you
Yeah.
soon.
wow.
Worldwide. We-
What?
I like
Yes,
it.
sir.
Right.
Worldwide. we-
Yeah, man.
The worldwide
Do something.
web.
Yeah, we get.
People get
something.
on Instagram, man.
I know.
Pastor Roddy, man,
Yes,
give
sir.
the information out to for your church, man.
Oh yeah, so listen, we are at Harvest Life Church in Germantown, Maryland. We
sir.
meet on 10 o'clock on Sundays at the Black Rock Center for the Arts. We'd love to have you out. You know, come as you are, leave as He is. And so that's our slogan. And so we'd love to have you out there.
Yes, I put the information somewhere on here, somewhere.
Jobs registry. We're going to have jobs registry.
right, right. John's Baby Registry.
Yes,
That's on the way. Even though he still owes somebody $50.
I know.
He still owes somebody $50, man. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, man. This has been a good episode. Pastor Roddy, I want to thank you again
Thanks for having me out,
for
man.
coming out. You know, we might consider having you.
No, I'll practice
Come back.
like the first.
Yeah, you know,
thing,
if you
man.
watch the
Yeah,
videos,
I
you
watched.
have
I
it
did. I just
down.
said
Like
no.
my son is
I didn't.
5. He's known this since he was about 2 or
right,
3.
Yeah, I can
So
do it.
if you watch it,
I can
it's
practice
like,
that.
it's catchy.
That's
you get it
not
real
a big
quick.
deal. It's not a big
But
deal.
as always, you know, again, we're gonna close it. We're gonna ask you to like, to comment,
subscribe,
subscribe, and tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend,
Yes, sir.
and tell your mama, your baby mama. You gonna mess it up? And
Yeah,
your
I'm here.
baby mama's
I
mama.
got that. Yeah,
All
yeah.
the mamas.
I can
And we're
practice
going to
that.
make sure you get organic lemons next
Yeah,
time.
and
We got
and maybe some sugar, right?
Yeah, right.
All right, y'all. We love y'all. Later.
Peace.
Sir.
That's